Who is Jeff Yass? The billionaire donor with investments in TikTok's parent company. Jeff Yass is an influential American billionaire and prominent conservative political donor whose financial interests have recently gained significant attention due to his substantial investments in ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok. His financial stakes, both personally and through his trading firm Susquehanna International Group, have raised eyebrows, particularly as discussions around a potential TikTok ban in the United States intensify. Background and wealth. Yass co-founded Susquehanna International Group in 1987, which has grown into a major trading firm known for its expertise in options trading and market making. Through his investment firm, Yass holds a personal stake of approximately 7% in ByteDance, valued at around $21 billion. Furthermore, Susquehanna International Group reportedly owns about 15% of ByteDance, highlighting the firm's pivotal role in Yass's wealth accumulation. His rise in the financial world is noteworthy. Having initially started as a poker player, he transitioned into options trading, which ultimately led to the establishment of his successful trading firm. Yass is known for his analytical approach to trading, often employing mathematical models to guide investment decisions. Political influence and donations. In the political arena, Yass has emerged as a major donor, particularly to Republican candidates and libertarian causes. During the 2022 midterm elections, he contributed approximately $47 million, making him one of the foremost conservative political donors in the country. His donations predominantly focus on educational initiatives, particularly the school choice movement, which advocates for the use of taxpayer funds to allow families to select private schooling options for their children. Despite his significant contributions to various political campaigns, Yass's support for candidates has often seen a disconnect with his investments in TikTok. For instance, he donated $6 million to Texas Governor Greg Abbott's re-election campaign, even though Abbott signed an executive order to ban TikTok on government devices, illustrating the complexities of Yass's political and financial interests. The TikTok controversy. As discussions in Congress escalate regarding a potential ban on TikTok, Yass finds himself in a precarious position. Lawmakers from both parties express concerns that TikTok under Chinese ownership poses a national security threat due to the vast amounts of data it collects from American users. A bipartisan bill has been proposed that would compel ByteDance to divest its ownership of TikTok within a specified timeframe. Critics have accused Yass of using his wealth to fund lobbying efforts that aim to protect TikTok, leveraging his connections with influential political figures, including former President Donald Trump. Trump, who previously sought to ban TikTok during his presidency, has recently shifted his stance, publicly expressing support for the app, which coincided with a meeting between him and Yass. This change has sparked speculation about Yass's influence over Trump and the implications for TikTok's future in the U.S. Personal and political dynamics. Yass identifies as a registered libertarian and has been involved with the Cato Institute, a libertarian think tank, for decades. His political donations reflect a strong commitment to ideals of individual liberty and educational reform. However, the intertwining of his financial interests in TikTok with his political donations has led to scrutiny of his motivations and the potential conflicts of interest involved. The Club for Growth, a conservative political group that supports school choice initiatives, has also opposed the TikTok ban, emphasizing the importance of market freedom in technology. Yass has been a significant backer of this organization, contributing millions to their efforts, which further intertwines his political engagements with his financial interests. Future implications. As the situation unfolds, the potential for a TikTok ban looms large. If enacted, it could severely impact Yass's investments, potentially leading to significant financial losses. Analysts warn that a forced sale or ban could result in a 25% devaluation of TikTok's overall worth, directly affecting Yass's wealth. The stakes are heightened by the political climate, with the upcoming presidential election likely to influence discussions around TikTok and its operations in the US. Yass's extensive political contributions and connections may position him as a critical player in shaping the narrative around TikTok's future, especially if Trump re-engages with the app and attempts to leverage his influence to prevent its ban. Conclusion: Yass is a multifaceted figure whose influence in both the financial and political spheres makes him a key player in the ongoing discourse surrounding TikTok and its future in the United States. His substantial investments in ByteDance and his active role in conservative political financing reveal the complexities of modern political economy, where financial interests can significantly impact legislative outcomes. As the debate over TikTok continues, Yass's actions and connections will likely remain under scrutiny, highlighting the intricate interplay between wealth, politics, and technology in contemporary America. Yass is a billionaire investor known for his significant contributions to conservative political causes and his investments in TikTok's parent company ByteDance. His financial stakes in the company have raised eyebrows, especially in the context of ongoing discussions in the U.S. Congress regarding a potential ban on TikTok due to national security concerns. Yass, co-founder of Susquehanna International Group, owns about 7% of ByteDance, valued at approximately $21 billion. The firm itself holds a 15% stake in the company. His investment is now under threat as lawmakers from both parties push for a ban on TikTok, citing data privacy issues linked to China's influence. Critics have accused Yass of funding lobbying efforts to protect TikTok, which has become a contentious issue in the political landscape. Interestingly, while Yass has been a significant donor to Republican candidates, contributing $47 million during the 2022 midterms, his political donations have focused largely on the school choice movement rather than directly on issues surrounding TikTok. For instance, he supported Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who has taken a strong stance against TikTok by signing an executive order to ban its use on government devices. This highlights a counterintuitive aspect of Yass's political strategy. Despite his financial interests in TikTok, many of the candidates he supports have policies that are not aligned with his investment, raising questions about the interconnectedness of his financial and political motivations. Yass's relationship with former President Donald Trump has evolved intriguingly. Trump initially sought to ban TikTok during his presidency but has recently changed his position, suggesting he doesn't want to see Facebook benefit from a TikTok ban, a notable shift given that Trump previously attempted to impose a ban. This shift has been linked to Yass's growing influence over Trump, particularly after a meeting at a conservative PAC retreat where funding and support for school choice were discussed. The timing of Trump's change in rhetoric regarding TikTok following this meeting raises eyebrows about whether financial interests are influencing political stances. Moreover, Yass's firm has been a significant player in Trump's media ventures, holding shares in Digital World Acquisition Corporation, a company that merged with Trump Media and Technology Group. This connection further complicates the narrative around his investments, suggesting a potential overlap between his financial interests and his political donations. As the potential for a TikTok ban looms, Yass finds himself at a crossroads where his substantial investments could be jeopardized by the very political actions of the candidates he supports. The situation is emblematic of the broader tensions in American politics regarding foreign investments, national security, and the influence of money in political decision-making. Yass is a prominent figure in the intersection of finance and politics, particularly due to his significant investments in TikTok's parent company ByteDance and his role as a major donor to Republican causes. As the co-founder of Susquehanna International Group, Yass holds a personal stake of approximately 7% in ByteDance, valued at around $21 billion, while his firm collectively owns about 15% of the company. This investment is particularly relevant as discussions around a potential ban of TikTok intensify in the U.S. Congress, where bipartisan concerns regarding national security and data privacy dominate the discourse. One key aspect that many may overlook is the duality of Yass's influence in American politics and his financial interests. While he is recognized for his substantial contributions to political campaigns, donating $47 million to Republican candidates during the 2022 midterms, his primary advocacy focus has been on the school choice movement, which aims to channel taxpayer funds to support private education. This focus is significant because it illustrates how Yass's financial activities are interwoven with broader political agendas which can have unintended consequences on his investment interests. Moreover, Yass's relationship with Donald Trump is particularly noteworthy. Initially, Trump attempted to ban TikTok in 2020, citing national security risks associated with its Chinese ownership. However, in a surprising turnaround, Trump has recently expressed reluctance to see TikTok banned, suggesting that such a move would benefit competitors like Facebook. This shift in stance coincides with Yass's growing influence and financial support for Trump and related political action committees. Such connections highlight how personal relationships among billionaires can sway political discourse and lead to significant policy shifts, often without public scrutiny. Furthermore, the bipartisan support for legislation requiring ByteDance to divest TikTok underscores a critical tension in American policy: the balance between protecting national interests and fostering free market principles. Groups like the Club for Growth, which Yass has financially supported, advocate against government restrictions on technology companies, framing the TikTok debate as a matter of phone freedom. This ideological battle reveals a complex landscape where financial interests, political ideology, and national security concerns collide, often complicating the narratives presented in mainstream media. Another overlooked element is the potential economic ramifications of a TikTok ban or forced sale. Estimates suggest that a ban could lead to significant economic losses for small businesses and content creators reliant on the platform, potentially amounting to $1 billion in lost revenue. This highlights the broader implications of Yass's investments, as the fate of TikTok could not only impact his personal wealth but also the livelihoods of millions of Americans who engage with the platform. In conclusion, Jeff Yass's role as a billionaire donor and investor in TikTok's parent company reveals the intricate interplay between finance, political influence, and public policy. His actions and relationships could profoundly shape the future of TikTok and, by extension, the digital landscape in the U.S. The significance of this intersection lies in its potential to influence legislative outcomes, affect the lives of countless users, and shift the broader discourse surrounding technology and governance in an increasingly polarized political environment. Here are 4 valuable points for in-depth analysis and discussion regarding Jeff Yass's investments in TikTok's parent company and his political influence. 1. Investment stakes and financial implications. Jeff Yass holds a significant financial stake in ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, with personal shares amounting to about 7%, valued at approximately $21 billion. His trading firm Susquehanna International Group owns 15% of ByteDance. This investment is under increasing threat due to bipartisan legislative efforts in Congress aiming to force ByteDance to divest TikTok amid national security concerns. The financial ramifications of a potential ban or forced sale could lead to a substantial devaluation of TikTok, which could represent a gut punch to Yass, significantly impacting his financial portfolio. 2. Political influence and lobbying efforts. Yass has emerged as a prominent conservative donor, contributing around $47 million to Republican candidates and committees during the 2022 midterm elections, making him the third-largest conservative political donor in the U.S. His primary focus has been on school choice initiatives. However, his interests have intersected with the TikTok debate, as he has been accused of funding lobbyists to protect TikTok from potential bans, effectively leveraging his political influence to shape discussions around the app's future in the U.S. This raises questions about the role of money in politics, especially in shaping policy that has direct implications for national security and economic interests. 3. Relationship with Donald Trump. Yass's relationship with former President Donald Trump has evolved, especially in light of Trump's recent shift in stance on TikTok. Initially, Trump sought to ban TikTok, citing security concerns. But more recently he has expressed a desire to protect the app, which coincides with his interactions with Yass. This relationship exemplifies how financial interests can intertwine with political agendas, creating a complex dynamic where Yass may influence Trump's decisions regarding TikTok, highlighting the intricacies of political strategy and donor influence in shaping policy. 4. Bipartisan concerns over national security. The push to ban TikTok reflects broader bipartisan concerns regarding data privacy and national security, particularly regarding foreign control over American data. Lawmakers from both parties argue that TikTok poses a risk due to its ties to China and the potential for user data to be exploited. This scenario underscores the tension between technological innovation and regulatory oversight, as well as the challenges faced by foreign technology companies operating in the U.S. market. The implications of these discussions extend beyond TikTok, raising critical issues about data privacy, user security, and the role of government in regulating technology companies. These points provide a comprehensive foundation for discussing the multifaceted implications of Jeff Yass's investments and political activities, particularly in the context of current U.S. legislative efforts regarding TikTok. 1. The Koch brothers and their influence on American politics. Charles and David Koch, through their conglomerate Koch Industries, amassed significant wealth and used their resources to influence American politics, particularly within the conservative movement. They have funded various political action committees and think tanks such as Americans for Prosperity, which focuses on promoting limited government and free market policies. Their financial support of candidates and causes has shaped the political landscape, often aligning with their business interests, particularly in energy and environmental deregulation. Similar to Jeff Yass, the Koch brothers navigated political relationships to protect and advance their investments, most notably in the context of climate change regulations and tax policies. 2. George Soros and his political donations. Billionaire investor George Soros is known for his philanthropy and political contributions, particularly in support of progressive causes and candidates. His Open Society foundations have funded numerous initiatives aimed at promoting democracy, human rights, and social justice worldwide. Soros's involvement in high-stakes political funding has drawn both praise and criticism, similar to Jeff Yass's influence in conservative circles. Soros's financial backing has often been viewed as a means to influence policy decisions that align with his progressive values, paralleling Yass's approach of using substantial donations to advocate for school choice and other conservative issues. 3. Michael Bloomberg and his political ventures. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg has leveraged his wealth to influence public policy, particularly in areas such as gun control, climate change, and public health. Through his Bloomberg philanthropies, he has funded initiatives aimed at reducing gun violence and promoting environmental sustainability. Bloomberg's substantial contributions to political campaigns and causes, particularly during the 2020 presidential election, reflect a strategic approach to using personal wealth for political influence, akin to Jeff Yass's funding of Republican candidates. Both figures have utilized their financial resources to shape public discourse and policy outcomes, albeit from different ideological perspectives. Future outlook: predictions for Jeff Yass and TikTok's trajectory. As we look ahead, the intersection of Jeff Yass's influence in politics and investments, particularly in TikTok's parent company ByteDance, will be critical in shaping the future landscape of social media and political donor dynamics in the United States. The following predictions outline potential developments. 1. Political influence on TikTok's fate. With the ongoing scrutiny of TikTok and its ties to China, legislative pressures are likely to remain high. If the bipartisan push for a TikTok ban intensifies, Yass's significant financial backing could play a pivotal role in lobbying against such measures. Collaboration with former President Trump, who has recently shifted his rhetoric in favor of TikTok, may bolster efforts to protect the app from regulatory actions. As Yass continues to align with influential political figures, he may succeed in altering the narrative around TikTok, potentially averting a ban. 2. Impact of legislative changes. If Congress enacts stricter regulations on foreign-owned social media platforms, the market valuation of ByteDance and by extension Yass's holdings could suffer significantly. However, should legislative efforts fail or become more lenient, Yass could see a resurgence in his investments, maintaining TikTok's place in the U.S. market. The dynamics of U.S.-China relations will heavily dictate these outcomes, with any improvements potentially easing restrictions on TikTok. 3. Increased lobbying and advocacy. Given Yass's past involvement in political donations and lobbying efforts, particularly around school choice and conservative causes, he may expand his influence by funding organizations that advocate for a free and open internet. This could counteract calls for a TikTok ban and position him as a champion of digital rights, appealing to both libertarian and conservative factions. 4. Potential for new partnerships. Yass's investment strategy may lead him to explore partnerships with other tech firms or influencers to create alternative platforms that address lawmakers' concerns about data security while preserving user engagement. This could involve strategic alliances with American tech companies seeking to compete with TikTok, thus diversifying his investment portfolio and reducing reliance on a single entity. 5. Evolving political landscape. As the political environment shifts with the next presidential election, Yass's strategies may adapt accordingly. If Trump returns to office, he might leverage his influence to advocate for TikTok, emphasizing the app's role in American youth culture. Conversely, if a more hawkish administration emerges, Yass may need to pivot his strategies to safeguard his investments against potential backlash. 6. Public perception and user engagement. The future of TikTok will also depend on public perception. If Yass can successfully advocate for the app while mitigating security concerns, user engagement may remain strong, preserving its market position. However, any significant breach of trust with users could prompt a decline, affecting Yass's investments. 7. Long-term investment strategies. As a seasoned investor, Yass may begin to diversify his portfolio further, exploring other emerging technologies or platforms that align with his interests in education and data privacy. This could involve investments in startups focused on secure social media alternatives or educational platforms that leverage technology for learning. 8. Legal battles and challenges. The ongoing legal challenges surrounding TikTok will likely continue to evolve. Yass's financial capabilities may allow him to support extensive legal defenses for the platform, aiming to set precedents that could benefit not just TikTok but other foreign-owned technology firms facing similar scrutiny. 9. Influence on future political donors. Yass's approach to political donations and lobbying may set a precedent for future tech investors and billionaires. As political contributions become increasingly intertwined with business interests, Yass could inspire a new wave of donors who prioritize protecting their investments through political engagement. In conclusion, Jeff Yass's future, particularly concerning TikTok and his political influence, is poised for significant developments in the coming years. His ability to navigate the complex interplay between investment interests, legislative pressures, and public sentiment will be crucial in determining the trajectory of TikTok as well as the broader landscape of social media and political finance in the United States. The outcomes will hinge on both strategic partnerships and the evolving perceptions of technology in relation to national security and individual rights.